So, of course, we've seen Visa, MasterCard, PayPal halting their operations in Russia. What is Marqeta's exposure in Russia, and do you have any plans to do the same?
Good seeing you, Emily, and thank you for your continued interest in Marqeta. Actually, Russia is not on our roadmap, has never been on our roadmap. In fact, we announced our partnership with Citi today in 40 markets, and Russia is not one of them. So our exposure is pretty limited. We have de minimis volume within the Ukraine. However, we operate in 39 countries today, and a number of those countries throughout Europe, but no exposure today.
What do you see, though, as the impact of global uncertainty, rising inflation, rising gas prices, prices of jet fuel on consumer spending? How is that impacting your outlook ahead?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on consumers, and consumers pay for things, whether using buy now, pay later, using Cash App, using Lydia in France, Coinbase. So we make money when when consumers or businesses spend cards at the point of sale, whether online or offline, through different modalities. Could be a physical plastic card or a tokenized card or a virtual card. They still have to buy things. So our exposure is really, will consumers continue to use buy now, pay later? Will they continue to use on-demand delivery services or expense management services? We have a strong base of revenue. We ended the year at $517 million in net revenue. And we have that strong base of customers. And let's see if they continue to spend despite all of the headwinds for them.
I'm curious what you observed when it came to spending in the fourth quarter and how that is shaping your thoughts on the outlook. Obviously, we're hopefully coming out of a pandemic, but now, what's going on in Ukraine has cast a whole nother cloud of uncertainty over the future.
Yeah, there is a lot of uncertainty. The fourth quarter, buy now, pay later, really was well beyond our expectations. It was 50% growth from even Q3, which we would kind of expect because we see consumers wanting to use new payment types like buy now, pay later in the fourth quarter. We actually did a survey last year of surveying people in both the US, UK, and Australia, and we found that 51% of people had actually used the payment modality before. We don't know if it's going to change. I mean, you're seeing a lot of the same things, unfold every minute of every day in regards to Ukraine and the war. Also, what's happening in Europe. We're heading into a lot of uncertainty, especially this summer. But again, we have this strong base of revenue, a strong base of customers who are looking to grow their businesses using our technology and our tools. We're going to help them go into even more and more geographies. And we're excited about doing that. But again, there's a lot of headwinds for not only consumers, but businesses as well.
This new Citigroup partnership, how much could this impact revenue?
So as we focused as a company, so our strategy was to start with commerce disruptors, companies like DoorDash and Instacart and Affirm and Klarna. That's where we had the DNA match with developers who were building on top of our platform. We then went into large tech giants, digital banks, and then large financial institutions. They're very slow to make decisions and roll out. We would expect over time they would take more and more advantage of our platform. But this is just our foot in the door. Tokenization as a service is something we are doing with JP Morgan today. Now we've announced with Citi within 40 markets, and that takes time to go build. But again, this is a foot in the door. We want to do more and more with large financial institutions and building that trust through us working with them directly, and our technology is going to help us go and do that.
Well, speaking of a foot in the door, how are you looking at Web3 and how do you see that driving growth in your business?
Well, we have been doing a lot in crypto, as we've talked about in the past, especially with our partnership with Coinbase. That's really our first step. This idea of decentralized finance or DeFi, or for years I've been talking to companies about using things like blockchain to move transactions. And I actually talked about this in my remarks I just made in our Q4 of 21 earnings call. Visa and MasterCard have interconnected the world for companies, whether online or offline, that want to accept payment cards. That is very, very significant. That's a very, very deep moat and a very tall wall for companies that want to go in and build that cross-border capability that they have. So I think this technology is here to stay. We believe in it. I believe in it personally. I spent a lot of time with companies in the crypto Web3 space, decentralized finance, how we're going to go and build it. It's just going to take time. And then that could be, maybe a decade from now, we'll see the changes.